Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Marble Racing Season 4. We're here with Race 8 on Office Prix. This is a track by T-Dub Morris. Were hi, I'm still here. So am I. So, current standings. Peskybird is leading with 165 points. Moo in second with 162, Demon in third with 157, Fludes in fourth with 146, Alfonso in fifth with 122, Iceman in sixth with 119, Sage in seventh with 114, Boer in eighth with 113, Stormy in ninth with 109, Azur in 10th with 108, and then we have Luna, Cheese, Jimmy, Shady, Eggbot, Wheat, and Superboss. Peskybird, did I win? Unfortunately, you did not win. However, you are currently top of the standings. So enough of a performance for that number one spot. Why not quite be tried, as Boer says. I don't know why I go through all the current standings at the start of these, because you can just see it there and read it there, but, you know, I'll read it out anyway, for those who may just be listening. But let's head over to our final track of the day and our final track of the week. Office Prix. I'll see the hydrate being redeemed as well. Definitely need that after the last race. That was quite a quick-paced, chaotic race. Non-stop. So here we are, Office Prix. Quite the big track compared to the last one. Lots of twists and turns, a few bowls, quite a few pipes. And we've seen a few dramatic incidents on this one, especially along this finish line. There is a chance that you can go off and over the edge here. We'll see if it happens to anyone this time around. So let's get everyone into their positions here on the starting line. And of course we're going to go to predictions. So let's start a prediction. How many races are going to DNF? 1 minute. Start your predictions now. Time to win this again. Aiming for the third win. So I'll have a quick look around because this track is quite long, so I'm not going to be able to see all of it slowly. Peskybird calling for a 7 DNF. So we've got 3 bowls at the start going to a pipe. We go into this next room. Lots of sweeping turns and obstacles. We have some steps going up into another pipe, back into the main room. Some boosters, some more obstacles to avoid. Places you can get stuck through here. Another pipe section, more things to get stuck on, more nails. Into another bowl, under the desk. Steps to another pipe. You want to try and get a central line through here. Some obstacles and spinners. Back there, sweeping back around, another pipe section, into another bowl, into another pipe, to a ladder, to a bowl, to a pipe, and fired out across the line, and hopefully not across the edge of the track. So the DNF predictions have finished. Let's see how this goes. And we start the countdown. And they are off over the first booster and into the first bowl. So we see if anyone breaks away. A great drop down by Eggbot from the get-go. Now there is a chance you can skip over these. In fact, you can go straight over the edge and miss the checkpoint, so you have to be careful. If you jump over with too much speed, you will miss these checkpoints right here. And that is then race over for you. So you do have to be careful. So let's head round to the front, and it is Boer making an early breakaway in the lead. Eggbot struggling with the walls, hitting all the obstacles. Pesky Bird in second, so Ultraviolet's off to a strong start here. Eggbot in third, Luna gets slowed down there. Sage getting past Azure and Luna. Getting held up by Moo means Azure's going to come back through. But there's a lot of obstacles that can stop you in your tracks, so you've got to be careful on this. Anything can happen. And it is the first lap of 4. So you got to be careful not to get stuck. Now this part seems slightly out of place. I have a feeling that's probably a slight desync. I know sometimes the parts can move slightly when you load a map from where they were before. Mainly, I think what happens to workshop tracks more than your own ones. So I assume that's what that is, and not just the placement of it. It must have gone out of place when I loaded this track up. We'll see if anyone gets stuck there. So let's have a quick check. Is everyone still running? They are. That's actually a bit of a surprise on this track. I was expecting at least one person to have stopped up to this point. Up at the front, Pesky Bird, Moo and Bwer battling it out. And Bwer's got a roll back on the pipe. You've got to be careful of that as well. That's going to be very time costly. And if it could have happened to anyone, you know it would have happened to Bwer. And a few more rollbacks there as well. Going to have to retake this pipe. We're going to see any more Wheat for the second time. Fluids as well, going to fall back down. So up at the front, a Bwer moment, a classic Bwer moment. Up at the front, Pesky Bird's going to be leading, Moo in second, breaking away from Eggbot in third. And then we have Shady, Sage and Bwer at least managing to recover to 6th, not losing too many positions from that small disaster. Definitely could have been worse. For example, Weep definitely got hit hard by the double fall, now down to 15th, and Fluids to 17th. You'll be back, no worries, no problem at all. So it's Moo and Pesky currently battling it out up at the front. It's Smooth through the pipe, colliding with the nails. Pesky is going to be a little bit slow. Eggbot around. Sage is going to drop back down. Going to collide with Azure. Oh, you mean you'll be back? You'll be back in the front. Okay. I read that as you'll be back. So you were going somewhere. I'll be back. While you are making your way back, as Bwer has moved up to 4th. It is now Moo and Eggbot side by side. Bwer will be joining Pesky Bird. On the steps, Jimmy will be just behind as well. They can't block Jimmy off. Shady doesn't make it in time, so it's going to be Shady, Demon Superboss and Luna together. Just reading Iceman's message. As well, on holiday for 2 days in a row, or what, 4 races in a row that get absolutely horrific. What is this? It has been a series of unfortunate events, and Pesky Bird, talking of unfortunate events, has fallen back down the pipe and is now under pressure from Cheese and Luna. And as Bwer says, it is only lap 1, there is a lot that can change. But after such a strong performance in the last season, it looks like a bit of a recovery season. Or are we going to see a return of the Iceman in the later races? We'll have to wait and see. Eggbot had a great line there, but Moo plays blocking. Picks up Eggbot on the way through, meaning Eggbot can't get past Bwer. But we'll be right behind them. And Moo now in 3rd. Jimmy in 4th. Shady in 5th. Cheese in 6th. Demon in 7th. We've got Superboss. Pesky Bird has dropped down to 9th. Wheat managing to recover up to 10th from the disaster at the start. Eggbot and Boer up at the front. Boer with the better release. Coming around to the bowl. Much can change, you can still get last. That is always true. And Eggbot with a great drop down. Absolute perfect play there. After a very, very poor start to the season, Eggbot's starting to pull it back now. Starting to put the AI mind to work. And a very calculated drop down and line up with the ladder there to perfection. And Boer, oh no, ladders. We know the one weakness of Boer in previous seasons. One of the biggest weaknesses is the ladder. Pesky Bird with a great entry. Jimmy's going to just miss. Shady's going to sneak in front of Demon. Weep tried to stick on with Demon, but it's going to be Cheese and Weep side by side. Again, Eggbot with a great drop down. Heading up to the line. Oh, it's a rough landing, almost going backwards. That could have been an awful end to the race for Eggbot. Straight down and into the bowl with a massive lead right now. Absolutely massive lead. And Superboss with a great drop down. And Moo going to be in front of Boer. Pesky Bird will be just behind. Out of the pipe. Boer with a lot of speed, but you don't want to go into the bowl too quick and jump the checkpoint. Just stays in the bowl, thankfully, for Boer. And regains that position. And a good drop down in the second bowl as well. We're going to see a good one. A third we are. Boer makes it through clean. Now for the pipe. And it is a slow but good exit. Taking it slow and steady to get out the other end. And Moo jumping over Superboss and Shady. So does Pesky Bird. As Superboss and Shady going a bit too safe in the pipe there. Cheese gaining on them as well. Then we've got Weep. We've got Jimmy just behind. Luna a bit slow. Demon's going to get past. Sage comes up with more speed as well, but Luna blocking Sage. Stormy and Alfonso colliding means Iceman's going to leap over the top. Fluge could have a chance with a lot of speed here. A bit of a rollback is going to be very costly, and Azure comes through, meaning Fluge is now down to 17th. And up at the front, Eggbot just storming away with the race. Boer in second, and a bit of a gap to Pesky Bird and Moo, who are battling it out for third. Then further back we have Shady, Superboss, Cheese, Weep, Demon, Jimmy and Luna grouped together. Sage not far behind. Iceman attempting to try and climb the standings. Or I should say climb the positions, which will also help climb the standings. Sage with a bit of a setback off one of the triangles. Iceman has the same though. Azure and Alfonso as well, and Stormy's going to make use of that and gain 2 positions. And a bit of a gap back to Fludes in 17th still. But Moo and Pesky Bird still battling it out. Chasing down Boer. Now the battle here could help Boer try and get away. Pesky Bird could try holding Moo up a bit. Help the teammate. Although Moo using that tactic to push Pesky Bird back slightly there. Putting them at risk from Shady. So the battle is putting them both at risk here. Shady might be looking for a way past to try and gain a couple of spots. We're giving some team talk in the chat. Some persuasion, some support. Cheering on Pesky. And Pesky Bird cheering on Boer to catch the egg, who is currently storming away. See Eggbot over there now, Boer coming out of the pipe. It's a good line up the inside, avoiding the obstacles. I think Eggbot is cheating. I see Pesky Bird falling back down the pipe. It's going to cost some time, and it might even cost some positions. Just hanging in front of Superboss, Weep and Jimmy, just holding on. But big risk here. So Eggbot is out of the bowl. We're not far behind, trying to close that gap. And now there is an even bigger gap back to third, which is now Shady. Then Moo in fourth. Wheat moving up. Oh, Jimmy getting the overtake on Wheat though. Quite the battle going on there. So Jimmy's going to be up to fifth. Weep in sixth. Pesky seventh. Superboss eighth. Luna ninth. So Wheat making a good recovery after the disaster at the start. Cheese and Demon. Demon doesn't quite make it on alongside Cheese, so Iceman will be joining them, along with Alfonso and Sage. No, Alfonso and Sage don't make it onto the steps in time. And Shady is going to fall back down the pipe. Cheese is going to make it out, so Cheese will be getting past Shady. So a rough situation for Shady there, dropping quite a few positions. Pesky Bird now just behind Jimmy. Superboss trying to find a way past Moo. And Wheat is up into second. Blink and you miss it. Wheat just flying up to second. Boer goes for the overtake, but Wheat blocking Boer off, causing a collision, slowing Boer down just enough for Wheat to come through. Not sure what happened, but some great manoeuvring by Wheat in these past few laps to make back so many positions and even get all the way up into second place after a terrible start. So Weep and Boer will be battling it out going into the pipe. Boer with a rough landing. It's a bit slow, but it's not a fall down, which is a positive. You can see Azert and Fludes at the back at the moment. Quite the gap back to them. So we are coming on to lap 3. They're going to want to gain some more positions and some more points. They're really going to have to put some work in. So let's go and have a look at Eggbot right now. Fastest lap and an incredible lead ahead of second place. And the lead just keeps getting bigger, especially with Weep and Boer now fighting for position. And you know what? Has Boer overcome the issue? Has Boer been practicing the ladders? Because I think that's another great, near perfect entrance by Boer onto the ladder, beating Weep onto it, and that actually cost Weep another position to Superboss. Could we be seeing a new Boer this time around? One that can tackle the ladders without getting stuck? Or is it just a fluke? We'll have to see in the rest of the season. Eggbot doing the first 2 bowls well. Third one a little bit slower, but look at all this time that they have. Boer, Superboss and Weep in the pipe. Let's see what happens on the exit. It is a big leap by Boer, a bit slow by Superboss. Good run by Weep. And was that Boer? Did Boer get the checkpoint, or did we just see Boer jump the bowl? That was a jump. That was a jump. And that is a disaster for Boer. That is the last thing Boer wants. And that is going to be race ending after such a strong performance. Too much speed into the bowl means Boer has jumped a checkpoint and is now technically a lap down. A certified Boer moment to be in the chance of a top 3 and then to have something disastrous like that happen. Absolutely gutted. It's not what you want. So we're going to see Boer still on the leaderboard, relatively high up, but with 1 checkpoint missing. when we come around to the finish line, World will not be finishing, unfortunately. But can still cause chaos up at the front. So Eggbot still leading, Weep in second, Superboss in third, Demon in fourth, Jimmy in fifth, Moo in sixth, Luna in seventh, Pesky Bird in eighth. Eggbot is just flying away right now. Absolutely dominating this race. Oh, Weep's going to get a drop back. Same drop back they had on lap 1. It's going to be costly, and this would have been Boer going up to second. It is so unfortunate. Weep with a double drop down again. It's all falling apart for Weep as well. Getting stuck in the pipe. Doesn't know what's going on. Makes it up this time. That is going to cost quite a few positions, dropping to 7th. I think there may need to be some track works done on this track. What do people think? Do we just away from the racing for just a second? Do we need some track works going on before the next season? Or do we leave it as part of the track? We've had it like this for a couple of seasons. It does add to an element of brutality, but I don't know. I feel like if you jump the bowl, I think it should be fair game. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe we do works. We either put protection on the bowl to force you to use it, or maybe we move the checkpoints. And if you jump the bowl and land the next one, then it's all skills. It's all skill. So I feel like some track works are going to need to be done for the next one. I may make some changes there. Because yeah, I think if you've got the ability to jump that bowl, do it. But unfortunately, in this season, it has costed Boer, as in the current state, it is a checkpoint miss. Weep back, missed a lot. To sum things up, you fell down the pipe twice at the start, was basically nearly last, made it up to top 3, then fell down the pipe twice again, now in 7th. Boer jumped that first bowl over the checkpoint, meaning although currently in a top 3 spot, is technically a lap down due to a checkpoint miss. Eggbot is storming away the lead, and Iceman has actually gone off, which I don't think anyone noticed. How has that happened? I'm guessing that's a rollback from here. That's F's in the chat for Iceman. Trying to recover after a not so great performance. I know Iceman's not going to be happy with that, so big F's in the chat for Iceman. It's not been a good few races for Iceman. These past few races, not been good for them. Have to see if the Iceman from last season will return later into the season, or whether that's all over now. Maybe this season just isn't it. So Eggbot still holding a strong lead as we are approaching the final lap. See Moo in second. Boer leading us still past Iceman. That is true. That is at least some extra points on the board. Superboss in third, just behind Moo. Demon in fourth. So the top 4 starting to spread out a bit. And then we've got Pesky Bird, followed by Jimmy, and then Luna and Stormy. Weep coming around. We'll be looking to try and reclaim some positions. A great run by Azur down the straight there, avoiding the wall. Same with Fludes. Going to collide with Cheese there, as Cheese blocks Fludes. But some good positions gained. So we head back up to the front, and you know what makes it more unfortunate is that Boer's ladder performance has been spectacular. Maybe that is the issue, is just too good to be true. Coming out of the pipe, Eggbot needs a good landing, a bit close to the edge, but makes it onto the final lap and a safe line into the bowl. Going around slightly slower on time, but safe play, lots of time to spare. Just slow and steady, and we're flying through. Eggbot really taking it slow and steady up at the front now. Super Boss, Moo with a bit of a wonky exit there, but it's okay, staying on the track. And Demon coming through, so a good standing at the moment for the Eternal Darkness teammates. See if they can keep hold of these positions. Luna joining Demon, it's going to be close between them. Demon drops down first, and a good drop down to the pipe as well. And we see Stormy go off the track, and an amazing recovery. Stormy did go off the track, but instead of going all the way off for a DNF, manages to land on the track below. However, Weep, after fighting back so much and so strong in the background, has overshot the barrier of the finishing straight and is off, so it's going to be F in the chat for Weep. A disastrous end to the race. But that Stormy moment, recovering back onto the track, that was, I don't think we've seen that before. I think that might be clip worthy. See that again. Jumping down, from what it looked like, jumping from the bowl down to the layer below. It is going to be very costly in terms of positions, but it does save a DNF. And Eggbot still with a strong lead. Wheatman 2 DNFs for 2 races for me today. Can I get a new marble? This one has a skill issue. Oh, and Boer is off. If it wasn't already bad enough for Boer, Boer has gone off. I think that'll be from a fall down on the pipe. So now we're seeing lots of runoffs, lots of DNFs happening. So F in the chat as well for Boer. I see Iceman also said 5 minutes away, and I can see it's got wonderfully better. Yes, unfortunately, Iceman went off to be the first DNF. So quite some interesting events in the final lap here. Lots of drama. What we like to see. Well, some of us, not so much for those involved. But it's all good for Eggbot right now. And things are looking very good for the 2 Eternal Darkness racers as well, Demon and Moo, with 2nd and 3rd. Superboss looking to find a way past Moo. And there's the opportunity as Moo hits one of the nails, Superboss comes through. It's a good line going towards the steps. Timing's not quite there though, so Moo will catch up and they'll be side by side going onto it. Then we have Pesky Bird and Luna just behind, they'll be side by side. Gonna watch the pipe. Here's a bit of a leap by Demon, that was risky. Not a smooth landing, it's not what you want. Moo will come out in front of Superboss, going outside line though. Superboss with a lot of speed up the inside, but the big hit on the wall means they won't secure the position in front of Moo. But better speed through the nails. Superboss will move in front of Moo there. But Moo's going to hit Superboss, a tactical maneuver there to speed Superboss up, meaning Moo could get the drop down sooner. Meanwhile, in the background, we can see Eggbot just flying away. An absolutely dominant performance in this race. And the timing wasn't there for Moo, which means it's going to be Moo, Demon and Superboss side by side onto the steps. Pesky Bird just behind. See Eggbot coming down past all the obstacles. Going to watch the pipe exit here. There's no rollbacks. And my cat has decided to come and pester me at the exact wrong time here. It is now on my desk. Okay, they've realised the importance of the situation and have walked away. So Demon being chased down by Superboss. Moo now at risk from Pesky Bird. Coming down through the spinners. Pesky Bird's going to get past Moo, but will hit the next spinner. Moo's going to hit the final spinner on the left side though. Pesky Bird's got a good break. It's not quite clean down the straight though. But it's not clean for Moo either. Moo has a little bit more speed. And will be right behind Pesky Bird. Meanwhile at the steps, Demon will be in front of Superboss. We see Azur take a fall down the pipe in the background. Moo and Pesky Bird will be side by side. So we can see Eggbot in the distance heading round to the ladder. Demon into the bowl. Ooh, Pesky Bird with a slow release from the pipe. So we see what's going on further back. We have Luna, Alfonso and Jimmy side by side going into the pipe. Shady being chased down by Fluids. And is that a stationary Sage? I think it is. Sage has got stuck on the final lap. The only person they're at risk to could be Stormy, but Stormy is quite far back. Stormy and Cheese, I should say. Quite far back. But coming round to the end, and Eggbot will take the win and the fastest lap after an absolutely dominant performance on this track. And Moo is off. Moo has gone off while we were watching that finish. I think Moo may have overshot the bowl before the pipe, and a disaster. Could have been a top 3, but no, Moo is off and out. Either that or Moo had a collision going up to the ladder. Superboss is going to take second. Demon is going to take third, and unfortunately we're not going to see the two Eternal Darkness members pick up big points here. An absolute, yeah, big F's in the chat for Moo. Pesky Bird takes fourth, falling off on the final hurdle of the race. Alfonso takes fifth, Luna will take sixth. Fourth is not bad at all. It's going to be some big points. Jimmy coming through in 7th, Shady in 8th. Azur will be taking 9th. And we've got a Fluids off the track as well. Currently in 12th. So it's absolute mayhem, but this could be a chance for the two Dogeballs of Sage and Cheese to try and gain a few positions and a few extra points at the back here. If they are quick enough, that is. So Stormy heading round. There we go, Cheese moves up to 12th. Can they move up another spot? Sage up to 13th. Fluids is now down to 14th. Did both your DNFs end up at 15th place. I don't know. I'll have to double check that one. You might have to pick 15 as a lucky number, maybe, or maybe an unlucky number, with them both being DNFs. It looks like Cheese is gonna get the checkpoint, move up to 11th. And there we go, Stormy crossing the line in 10th. Cheese is going to secure 11th. And this will give enough time for Sage to take the 12th spot. Oh, a fall down the pipe there though. Almost to the line. And there we go, Sage across in 12th, and the rest are going to be DNFs. So let's head over to our marble cam. Congratulations, GG, claps in the chat. Eggbot, AI driven racer from the Discord. Eggbot takes the win on Office Prix. After a very rough start to the season, and just showing off the skills with a little ride along the edge of the track there as well. Yeah, make sure everyone goes and congratulates Eggbot on winning the 8th race of the season in the Discord. I'm sure they will love to hear that. I'm sure they'll greatly appreciate it. They were showing their excitement for being allowed to participate in this season. And the first win of the season for Eggbot. Yeah, great race, lots of drama, lots of action, lots of disappointment for some people, an unfortunate end for Were and Weep. Iceman, it's been a rough few races for Iceman. It's been a rough couple of races for Weep. After a few fullbacks on the pipes and looking promising fighting back, and for it all to just fall apart is unfortunate. Unfortunate end for quite a few people. Were a potential top 3, I think, at the end there. Maybe even top 2. Either second or third, but unfortunate end, and then falling off anyway. Just absolute disaster. And then Moo as well. Final hurdle, looking for strong points, and then it all falls apart. Crazy time. Iceman, gotta go. Thank you for the stream. Have a good night. No worries. Thank you for joining and watching and chatting away. Glad you could make it once again. Have a good night yourself as well. But now I'm going to go and enter the results. I think Wheatman's going as well. Good night, everyone. If you're leaving as well, then good night to you too. It was an interesting race. But I am now going to enter these results over on the leader. But actually, before doing that, I need to do the predictions. Did anyone guess right? We had 5 DNFs. So we do have a winner, I think. We do. It was Were. Were won the predictions. Well done, Were. You can go away with at least one win here. You still win the 100 eggs even though you don't get to bet any. That is very interesting rules. But hey, you can't complain. And you did also call you'd be one of the DNFs, that is true. Yes, now I'm going to go and enter these results onto the leaderboard, and I'll be back in just a minute with the updated standings. Alright, so the results have been entered, so let's head over to the standings. So following that race, Fluids is still just trying to hold on. Pesky Bird's still keeping hold of that lead. I expect to see a bit more of a drop from Fluids with that result, but still hanging on in 4th. We see a jump by Eggbot, a big jump by Eggbot with those big points being picked up. So Pesky Bird still holding first with 191 points. Demon in second with 187. Trying to chase down Pesky Bird, but very close finishes between them in these races. Moo in third with 170. Unfortunately, due to that disastrous end. Fortunately, still at least being in the top 3 following it. Fourth is Flues with 153 points. Alfonso in fifth with 145. Eggbot in sixth with 131. Luna in seventh with 126. Iceman in eighth, tied with Sage with 123. Then 1 point behind is Azur in 10th with 122. Below that we have Stormy, Bwer, Jimmy, Superboss, Cheese, Shady and Weep. Still very close in the points. Weep, the only one not in triple figures right now, but it is still very close. There's not much in it. All the points every point still matters, and of course still plenty of races left to go. So we're going to see Eggbot start to come through now. They figured out what's going on. They worked it all out. And are we going to see Fludes try and fight back? Or is this the start of the downfall? Or are we going to, we've got Pesky Bird still hanging on to that top spot. Is that going to continue? Always leaving questions in these races. And Iceman, we're going to see a recovery from Iceman. With a strong previous season and a rough start to this season, or at least the last few races haven't gone to plan. We'll have to see. At the moment it's looking like Pesky Bird and Moo looking very dominant. Of course Demon is second. Without the disaster from Moo, I think Moo would have been in second, maybe. I think it would have been close. Or possibly third, but close. So yeah, quite dominant by our top few here at the moment. I'm just waffling at this point. But yes, that is going to do it for this race. And I might keep the stream running. I might stream something else for a little bit. But that will do it for this race anyway. So for those who are going to be leaving, who just need to leave after this race, I know some people have just enough time to watch the races. They plan their time for it. And for those on YouTube, that is going to do it for this one. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.